Perfect. Thank you so much for joining. So, a little bit of an introduction here. If you don't know me, my name is Maria, and I'm one of our onboarding specialists here at Easy Generator. And today we are going to talk about the impact that AI can have in your course creation process. We're going to answer this question right here. Is AI your solution to creating e-learning material? Right? I think you can all see my slides. Either way, they're going to be shared with you at the end of this session. And oh, there's some people that cannot hear me. If you are experiencing any issues, please log off and then log in again, and then it should be okay. Okay, perfect. Also, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to add them to the chat, and we have someone from our amazing support team that's going to help you answer them. Perfect. There we go. So let's just get started with it, right? And let's start by talking about why AI and different large language models are impacting our industries right now. So there's no denying the big impact that AI, or more specifically ChatGPT, has across industries at the moment. AI databases are filled with content that is created from the web, and now with ChatGPT, it's even easier to access this than ever. And basically, AI is going to process and it's going to analyze that data for you, and then it's going to present you the most relevant pieces of information for you to use in an already organized way. But for people in L&D and for L&D professionals, there are a few questions that are going to come up when we talk about AI for our industry specifically. So, first of all, how will AI impact content creation? Also, is it good enough to replace people when designing and creating e-learning content? And third one, can it replace an instructional designer altogether? And of course, for the last one, the answer is no, at least not yet. What AI is meant to do is to support authors in creating content in a better and faster way. So it's going to be more like a, tool in your toolkit instead of something that's going to replace you or the experts that are creating content in your companies. And something that maybe you haven't thought about is the impact that AI can have in the context of employee generated learning, which is content that's created by employees and experts or subject matter experts out of the L&D space. Because for some people, when we talk about employee generated learning, then it can come with a quality concern, right? Because these authors that we're talking about have no prior experience in content creation, but this is exactly where AI is going to come to play. And if we leverage and if we take advantage of this information and these databases of knowledge that are available through AI, then those employees and those experts can create more effective and engaging learning resources for their peers and for everyone in their companies, really. But again, it's not going to be only on the AI, it's still up to the SME to provide the relevance and the context. So the expert is still the one that chooses the main goal for the course, and the expert is the one that has that niche and company specific knowledge that's going to make the course solve that specific learning need, right? Oh, there's still some people that cannot hear. No worries, you're still going to get the recording, so maybe you can try some different things out. Now, we're also going to talk about how AI can improve the course creation experience for experts and how we can take advantage of AI. So let's just go into the benefits that AI can bring to content creation. So, first of all, it's going to improve the quality of the content from the language perspective. And with this, I mean, we know that experts know their stuff inside out, but sometimes conveying those concepts clearly and effectively can be a challenge. And that's where AI is going to come in. AI is going to help others improve a piece of content. Maybe it's going to help them refine the existing piece of content, or it's going to help them co create a new one. Another benefit that we see here is it helps to overcome writer's block because it can help you get started when you're feeling stuck. And getting started when you're creating e learning is the hardest part. I think we all know that by now. And that's where you can find the most resistance from authors but AI can provide authors with ideas or prompts that can help them overcome the dreaded writer's block. And if we go over content creation, then another big benefit we're seeing here is the repurposing of existing content. And this happens because AI can provide you with a lot of different writing styles. So, for example, it can understand and provide formal, informal, academic, persuasive, descriptive, all those types of styles. And this means that you can easily, for example, input a really academic and formal article into something like ChatGPT, and then you can ask for an upbeat video about it. Or maybe it can help you create a summary or simplify that formal and academic information, and it's just going to provide with a summary in simpler terms. So in addition to providing that grammar check, then ChatGPT or AI can help the SMEs save time because it's going to adapt their content to multiple purposes, and then they can just reuse the content throughout the courses that they create. And another benefit that maybe you haven't thought about when you are thinking about AI is translating content. ChatGPT can be used to translate text. Although the translation may not be as accurate to, a professional translators would be, and it can still provide a head start in the right direction that is going to speed up the translation process, and it's also going to reduce the capacity that you need from your translators. Now, I don't want you to think of ChatGPT as your main translator. Think about translators getting something that they can work on instead of starting to work from scratch. And think of them providing corrections and localization edits to AI generated translation, right? That's basically how it goes. Then let's go into some limitations because I know that so far AI and ChatGPT sound great, but of course there are some limitations that I want to go in as well. And while ChatGPT can significantly speed up the content creation process, it is meant to assist human expertise, not at all to replace it. Because AI is not creating new things. AI is creating something from the information that it can find on the web. So, in a way, your in house experts, your SMEs, must still have to review the AI generated content for maybe, faulty information or unclear reasonings. Maybe the information is not really relevant to the training, or maybe it doesn't align with the goal of the training, but that is something that only the SME would know. Another recommendation we have here is to enrich the content with personal experience and expertise. And again, that is going to be your SME's job because AI doesn't really have those, human experiences to add. So now that we're talking about our experts, we want to compare the ChatGPT created content versus the SME or employee created content in different categories. And the first comparison that I want you to make here is how generic or how specific the content is going to be. With AI, the nature is going to be generic, right? It is basically the average outcome of everything that it can get from the web on that specific topic. On the other hand, the subject matter expert is going to be way more specific. And of course, the content that they generate is going to be tailored to your specific organizational needs. And it's going to address the challenges that you're seeing. It's going to provide insights into how to handle them in your organization. So it's going to provide a lot more useful information for the day to day. You can also tie in here the relevance and the context of the content that's being generated. ETL is tailored for specific context. So let's think of maybe a proprietary software that you need people to learn how to use. Or let's think about specific processes that happen in your company. ChatGPT or AI in general is not going to know about those processes enough to generate the high quality content that you need. You can use ChatGPT or AI for generic or general topics like recruiting, sales training, or maybe personal and professional coaching. However, users also may need to adapt that information to their specific context to provide that optimal application for their audiences, right? Also, something here is that you're not going to find any profound insights or fresh perspectives or breakthroughs with the content from ChatGPT, because again, it's just a summary of existing knowledge. It doesn't really have that creativity or the critical thinking skills that are necessary to create effective learning experiences yet, right? There's also the topic of reliability and sources. We know that there's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and we know that the likelihood of encountering that incorrect information in your courses is going to be way higher if you create with AI only. And if you compare that to a content that's created by an SME, the content by the SME is going to be a lot more accurate because it's going to come from a reliable source of information. And that information is going to be, again, tailored to your context. And someone is teaching what they've already been through, right? So that's how you know that the information is real and that the information is reliable. And it's going to be original, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be highly relevant, it's going to be specifically designed for your individual roles or projects or functions. However, when we are creating through EGL, we also recommend that someone reviews the content. So have your content peer reviewed by other SMEs to ensure the accuracy of that information. And now that we're touching on accuracy, I also see that we have a lot of questions in the chat. That's perfect. I do have another point here. So, ChatGPT is trained to just generate words based on a given input, right? So, it can really comprehend the meaning and the message behind those words, which can result in really shallow responses, and the content may be biased as well. It can come from bias from the algorithm or maybe bias from the person that's using it. And that effect can be called garbage in, garbage out. I know that sounds really funny, but really the quality of the input that you add is going to affect the quality of what you get from something like AI. And that's not only happening for your content, but it also happens with questions that you create or that you generate with AI. They can be lacking sometimes, and they can be less effective when you're thinking of preparing workers for real life situations. And another topic that comes to mind when we talk about humans versus AI is, of course, the ethics and the confidentiality of the information that you add into your trainings. EGL is going to offer substantial advantages when it comes to upholding those ethics and ensuring the confidentiality. Because with EGL, the learning content is going to be curated based on, let's say, firsthand experiences and insights of employees themselves. So, this approach is going to help with the reliability of the information provided, and it is going to ensure the ethical considerations that come with, well, human experience. And AI is going to lack that understanding and that contextual awareness that comes with it. Maybe it's going to overlook some gender or racial biases. Maybe it's going to fail to understand the implications of certain topics. And this can arise significant issues regarding the ethical soundness of your materials. So, this is something that you should definitely keep in mind when you are creating with AI. And the final thing that I want to compare here is that peer-to-peer connection that you're going to experience with your SMEs when you focus on EGL. Because collaboration between SMEs is going to result on that diverse, multifaceted learning content, and that collective expertise is going to contribute to, let's say, a rich pool of knowledge that's going to be full of different ideas, different insights, and those insights come from collaboration discovery moments. In contrast, when you create with AI, it creates on its own, but it's going to lack the variation that arises from that peer to peer collaboration and that sharing of different insights and different pieces of knowledge. So, enough challenges for now. Let's talk about what we've created at Easy Generator. We want to present our newest feature to you. It's Easy AI. Let me just go in, and it's a tool that is meant for creators to speed up their creation processes, and they can do that right within Easy Generator, and that's going to save them even more time. Now, as a fun fact, Easy Generator was the first to market to come with such AI incorporated tool into their authoring environment. And the best thing is that we're just getting started. So our roadmap promises even more exciting features for you, and of course, features that are going to enhance that authoring experience with AI. And maybe, maybe a question comes to mind now. Maybe now you're thinking, what is the difference between using something like ECAI over maybe another large language model or something like ChatGPT? So, first of all, this is a model that's specifically trained for e-learning, so it is specific to our industry. And second of all is that, privacy is also a big concern when we use AI. And I'm actually going to share an addendum that is going to answer a lot of the questions that you may have on privacy. But to sum it up, everything that you add into ECAI is your own. We're not going to share that information with any other platforms, and we don't have access to the interactions that you have with ECAI unless you allow us to have it. But more information on that in the document. I do want to show you how it works. I'm really excited. So we're just going to take a look at this quick video that explains the main functionalities of AI for you. Now, let me just find my video in here.
Empowering your employees to create their own e-learning content can unlock tons of benefits for your organization. But not everyone knows where to begin. Generating ideas and simplifying complex content to make it more digestible is tricky. Imagine if you could eliminate those barriers so your employees could easily create e-learning. Introducing Easy Generator's Easy AI. Easy AI is packed with features to unleash the potential of your e-learning creation, making the process easier and faster than ever. Don't know how to start? Use Easy AI's brainstorming feature to generate ideas for you. Automatically create concise bullet points from course content to boost readability, or simplify complex pieces of content by letting Easy AI use clearer phrasing and eliminate unnecessary details. What's more, Easy AI can generate compelling summaries from large pieces of text that will definitely keep your learners' attention. Once your content is ready, Easy AI can construct engaging questions based on your content to test their knowledge. And, of course, your employees will still be there to review and ensure the content's quality and accuracy. Turn creators into curators. It's all possible with Easy AI. Book a demo or sign up for free to take your e-learning creation to the next level. Empowering your employees to create their own e-learning.
Sorry, I was muted. So I was just telling you that it is pretty exciting, and if you want to know to learn more, you can just reach out to us, and then we're going to provide additional information for you. But that is basically what ECAI can do in your courses. So there we have it. This is a quick walkthrough over ECAI. Now let's do a quick recap on today's session. Basically, AI is a helpful tool for SMEs to create better learning content. It's going to speed up the process by generating a starting point before writing the course content, and it's also going to assist your SMEs that struggle when trying to communicate their content effectively. It can act as an assistant, it can help with brainstorming, structuring, organizing content, refining language and grammar, creating your questions, but on its own, it's not going to be enough. So, what I really want to emphasize here is that AI is not going to be a complete course creation solution. And the true potential that we see here at Easy Generator with AI is going to be the collaboration and the partnership between humans and AI, because both are going to contribute the unique strengths. So it's going to be basically the best of both worlds for you. And it's going to help you and your authors achieve the optimal outcomes when it comes to course creation. Basically, the best solution and the solution that we think is going to work for most organizations and authors is to pair the two. Now, that concludes the session for today. Thank you so much for joining. I see that you we had a lot of questions in the chat. No worries, you're going to get answers to all of them. And we are going to be sharing this recording as well as the additional information in a follow-up email. So you're going to have a lot of resources to go over when you decide if you want to try ECAI. It was so nice to see you all here, and we really hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.